Hello and welcome to The Sweaty the Farmer and the Game Design, where we roll out the sweet space meat into crazy meatballs. They come with eyes of introspection, so you can see beyond the stars. This is episode number 73. This week is chill. I am the lone gamer as The Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for joining us on this episode. This week, we take a weekend off, go fishing, and forget our frustration. Relax.
There we go. There we go, dude. I feel every time I talk about like chill stuff, I feel like reggae, like super chill reggae playing on my mind.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see
it. Like Bob Marley, just taking me to the sweet land of dreams.
I see it. I see what you mean, dude.
You know what song do I think every time? Have you heard Jamming? We're jamming.
Yep.
You know, think of the Lord. We're jamming. That song.
It's a very good song.
Yeah. So, the discussion here is based on our opinions and on in-game experience, my friends. Today we're chilling out. Tomorrow we cannot be chilling out, and we've been screaming to the screen. So if you disagree with anything that we say here, please leave it on the comment. Please communicate with us in any shape, way, or form possible that you can. We are very interested in your feedback. We are not perfect humans in any shape or way or form of any side of the imagination. But hey, we try our best. So
we're just trying our best.
And now that you're here with us, chilling this week, don't forget to subscribe. Click that notification bell. Leave us a comment. Leave us a like if you like it. Leave us a dislike if you don't like it. Leave us a comment. Do anything social that your platform lets you. This is the best way that you can give us support for the show. We don't ask anything else besides you watching and clicking some buttons. That should be easy enough. Pretty please. So in the deep dive we have WoW frustrations while pugging. Oh my god. It's just the worst. The burden of side activities in Warframe. And accessibility in Final Fantasy XIV. So my friend.
A very mixed week of content.
Yeah. It's been, hopefully next week is more things happen in the gaming world, but we have some of these weeks where
this week was very hard to find interesting stuff to talk about. Or at least things that I thought were interesting for us to talk about.
Yeah, correct. People chill, people relax in these craziest times. So there you go.
Yep.
There we go. So, what is this about? Frustrations while pugging beyond, like you want to like scream into the void and yeah.
Pretty much.
Jesus Christ, this Reddit. Haven't been able to plus 10 in 2 weeks. Oh my god.
So this is a Resto Druid healer player.
Yeah.
Who... It's basically saying that he hasn't been able to overcome that time a plus 10 wall on Mythic Plus. And that is just he's not able to do it with pugs for the most part, it seems. And he mentions a couple of things that are like the usual problem, like
yeah, we talked about this like last week, something like that.
Last week, but it's also like DPS dropping early, not having enough damage to down bosses. So and he also says that I mean all it feels like like he's saying that he knows how to play his class,
Yeah.
which, I mean,
Who
I'll
knows?
give the person the benefit of the doubt. But I have mentioned this to you many times, that I don't think that's the right mindset to approach the game.
Correct. Yeah.
Because before blaming anyone else, there's always something that you yourself can improve.
Correct.
In my opinion.
Yeah. So, holy Jesus. Is this... The other question is this just the nature of the activity showing his fangs? Because
I think
we talk about this, like, I in a Pug at 10, you kind of need another layer of coordination and kind of have, like, to have this good group who knows what is doing through all the dungeon and all these certain technical things. And maybe this is just the design of the activity showing the barrier.
It is. It is, and it is not.
All right.
What do I mean by that? That it isn't. Yes, like it is definitely an activity that you cannot just brute force your way through. And if you have, basically, since the teams are so small, if you have one people lagging behind, it makes the run so much harder for everyone.
Yeah, and difficult. Yeah.
So that's for sure is. So if you have two DPSs who don't know what they're doing, it's gonna be like, no matter what eye level they have.
Yeah.
It's gonna be impossible to time anything higher than a 7 or something like that.
Yeah. You know, the more and more...
The other side, like the counter side to that, is that at this point in the expansion, to be fair, a lot of people are very overgeared for the content.
Yes.
And I know you cannot overcome the mechanics with gear, especially in Mythic Plus.
Yeah.
But it should make it easier. Like having it should. It doesn't have to. Like for a lot of classes, if you don't have the right stat priority, no matter the item level, gladly.
Yeah, you're gonna do it. So I think it's two ways. Like, the more and more I play World of Warcraft, I find out that it's more important that you know what to do in the game and what are your responsibilities, right? More than having
100%.
More that acquiring power through gear, right? Like, and I would say, like, I don't have the best gear of the game. I haven't, like, breaking my back or super farm PvP, or I have a couple of best in slot and decently rolled things, but I'm not breaking the bank. Everything that I've received from the vault for the majority of part. And I feel like it's not, if I don't pay attention, I cannot do like a 8 or a 9 without paying attention, because the mechanics will kill me no matter how much gear do I have. Right?
Absolutely.
But if I pay attention to the game and now I know how to, like, extract, play my class properly, and what rotations to take and everything else, and like where to stand in the majority of the dungeons, I can do a 12 and 13 without suffering that much.
Enough.
Yeah, and being able to, like, being able to know that we can time it and do it on time, right? So I think that, I insist, this is like the main design of the activity, showing his barrier. It's like
it definitely is. All I'm saying is that by 4 or 5 months into expansion, like we're right now, I don't know if it is fair to expect, but like,
I don't know. Look, this is for me at least. This is a part of a bigger conversation, right? Of where
It definitely is.
where is the barrier of entry for your casual players to high-end content activities, right? How are you enforcing this? Generally in other MMOs, what they do is like they have the barrier where you can matchmake, right? So the difficulty barrier is to the point where the game lets you matchmake with random people. That's kind of the gauge, right? Of where is the difficulty really spiking up to, right? When you actually need more people and to coordinate with. In World of Warcraft is much more bigger problem because the game is fundamentally social and they're trying to bring that back. That doesn't mean that they want to exclude everybody, but they're not very straightforward with where the barriers are. They just let the game and the design of the game dictate them, right? So
Yeah.
there you go. For them, in their design, probably the barrier of entry of doing Mythic Plus to high content is 10 plus, because that's where the extra mechanic comes from. It's where the scaling comes from and all that sort of stuff. So, and they've been tuning it for all this time, right? Since Legion, since they put this. It's the same for the raids. I believe that the barrier of entry to the raid is... Yeah.
You still can make an argument that I mean, the game doesn't let you matchmake for Mythic at all.
Yeah.
It could be that the message that the game is telling you is if you want to stay casual, heroic dungeons.
Is that it? Played. Yeah, that is it. And you and truly, like truly, you as a casual player are not losing anything from not engaging.
Yeah,
with
but that's not the point because what I get from this is a person who wants to. I don't know if he wants to, but like it's kind of the problem of how do you transition you as a player.
Yeah.
From just clearing casual content to
actually doing something more serious. Yeah. More
demanding content.
Yeah.
It could be that this person is in a rush to get there? Maybe, because it takes time to learn how to play your class in the type of content that you want.
Or maybe this player doesn't want to go through the hoops of like getting a proper M+ group together and that sort of stuff. That's the other thing, right?
Oh, okay, but that's again a tricky place to be.
Yeah.
Because do you want to go through all that effort to be clearing tents? Like, if you're gonna go through all the effort of like finding a group of people who you are gonna progress with on this hard content.
Yeah.
You want to get to 15s, 20s with those people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
It is like for all the time you have to put in.
Yeah.
You expect, or I would expect a greater reward.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Not necessarily faster progress, but a better reward.
Yeah.
So it could be, and I'm just playing the devil's advocate, that this person is testing the water. Because still, like you can make a perfect argument that a +5 is kind of an intermediate step, but it's not what Mythic Plus
it's all about.
No, I mean what Mythic Plus is all about is how like reaching to at +10, and at that point then you start pushing. That you have all the modifiers in place.
Yeah,
you can feel the difference between the weeks.
Right. So yeah, again, that is the design barrier.
It could be that this person doesn't want to do the work. There are so many things, and I agree with you that if we were to measure where the game is drawing the line, you can say,
yeah,
heroic dungeons. That's where the game draws the line.
Yeah.
But the game also gives you LFG.
Correct.
And LFG, for as much as we like it and as much as we praise it, it is
it has its limits, right?
A double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because it gives you flexibility of finding groups of random people to complete the content.
But yeah. But and I will add a little bit more to that. And it's like I feel like the idea, like the hierarchy of LFG, is that yes, it gives you the flexibility to find random groups to do some content, right? Not all content, right? But it is kind of a step ladder when you find LFG and then you kind of go into that social thing, and then you find somebody who you like in that LFG, and you message him, and then you put into your group, and blah blah, and then you make a group of friends, and then you find your social thing.
But even that scenario, that's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
That
like I'm not saying
people are not willing to do.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that.
I know, and like that's like for me, LFG has two ideal use cases.
Yeah.
One is the one that you're describing.
Yes.
You're just testing the waters. You're using it as a tool to find a community of people.
Yes.
Who you can actually
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one use. The other one is sometimes you already have a group of people.
Yeah.
To run content, but life gets in the way. You cannot do it every week.
Yes.
So and it's still WoW is a game that somehow doesn't demand, but it encourages you a certain weekly time investment.
Correct.
So let's say this week you couldn't get with your friends, things happen. So you get into LFG, you get a fast group, and everyone is around your level of skill, and you can clear the content.
Yes.
That's the ideal scenario. That assumes that everyone is going to LFG with that same mentality of
correct.
Of I know what my level of skill is, I know what I can confidently clear, and I'm gonna queue for that.
Yes.
And everyone is like self-conscious enough to know where the limitations
are. But generally the typical player of LFG goes with I'm gonna get lucky, get carried, and clear this piece of content.
Which is part of this guy's discourse. Yeah. I'm just rolling the dice into getting a good group. It's like, you are part of the good group.
Yes.
and I agree. And those in my head are the two ideal scenarios for LFG to make sense. Is it how it is used? Not at all. No, I mean, you have all this big community, I don't know if it's called community, this big group of players that live on LFG.
Yeah.
That's the only way that they complete the content. It is not a step in.
No, it is their way to engage and encourage. Yes.
It is a way to engage with the end content, which I think that's not the right approach.
Yeah.
That's not how neither LFG nor the content was designed for.
Yeah.
But you cannot stop people from doing that. And that's what I was meaning when I was saying that LFG is a double-edged sword. It is a great tool if you approach it the right way. But it can be misused and misused by accident because a lot of people they just don't think what it is intended for.
Yeah. And please, to any developer, don't be discouraged to put LFG in your games. You can be careful. You just have to outweigh. You have to measure what's more important for your specific case. Yeah. But
which it's the answer is different for each video game.
Yeah.
So, for example, 14 has LFG.
Yeah.
But it definitely puts a higher emphasis on the matchmaking system.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
They still have an LFG, but it's not. It's not as forward as WoW's LFG is for it.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
And that's on purpose. That's by design.
Yeah. But
so. Those are just two different answers to the same problem. I'm not saying one of them is right or wrong.
Yeah.
They just come at different prices. That's all I'm saying.
So the thing is, like, I still feel like the system is fine, is well designed. Like, there's nothing wrong with the LFG or World of Warcraft. What I feel here is just like, it could be better, of course. It could be better. It could be improved.
but like that's low. Like, is LFG well designed? I don't know. It's not perfect.
It's not perfect, true. But I think it's better to have it than not to have it.
For WoW, for sure.
Yeah.
And all I was saying, that depends on the game.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's all my point was. Do I believe it's the right answer for WoW? I do believe, but it works in specific use scenario.
Yeah. So once again, like, and I love that he the first answer of this Reddit post is, Yemo, I feel like I know how to play is a harmful mindset for improvement.
It is. I agree 100%. I feel like you have to first question your own skill.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous to say that I know how to play my class.
Yes.
Because I still don't believe I know.
Correct.
I can press things. So once I win a Mythic World first, then I'll say, yeah, I know how to play.
Yes, I know how to play my character.
Before that, do you really?
Yeah. Have you ever participated in a Mythic Plus race? Do you really know how to play your character?
Do you really? Anything before that?
Yeah.
Or like being a pro, like anything below being a pro player. It's do you really know it?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're not skilled players out there. They clearly are very skilled players.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I love that. That's the first answer. But hey, the answer is like the LFG. I feel like it's more of a tool, and
it is just a tool.
Yeah, and you don't have to, like, if you wanna do through the. And I know that it's a hassle, but if you want more from the activity, you will do the legwork. I believe that, right? And that's what the game is asking you. It's like, do you wanna, like,
100%.
Yeah. Do you want to participate in this hanging activity? You have to do the legwork before you do it, and it's good. And I believe overall that's good for the community, because you don't have you minimize the chances of have like carry people in high levels, of have people that don't know what they're doing in high levels, and that sort of stuff. And that's healthy overall.
I agree with you, but you're still just shifting that burden to LFG too. Because as you said, there is still people who will expect to carry out.
Yeah.
Who will just roll the dice on the LFG roulette and hope they get a good group that can carry
It's gonna happen. It's part of having the tool. Like, in my opinion, that's part of having
it is part of having the tool.
A tool is a tool,
I agree with that.
And in any contest, it can be misused. Like, and you cannot do much about it.
Yeah, sadly, for this kind of thing, I don't think you can do much more.
But but then the next question is better to have the tool than not to have it?
That's a different answer, question.
That is
different. Like Destiny 2 tells you, it's better not to have it in game.
And
that's the answer.
Did we stop playing Destiny 2 because he didn't have the tool?
We did.
All right.
But again, we may not be the main target for the game.
That could be possible too.
we may be on the outskirts of the target audience.
The target audience of Destiny 2 players could be. Yeah, that could be too.
But the answer of the game is we don't wanna deal with it. We have consoles partners that deal with that problem for us. Peace out. and I mean, Destiny 2 is a fairly successful game.
Yes.
It has worked for them.
Yes.
So, yeah. And they aim to be an MMO-like game.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. We're just saying. But yeah, this problem of the LNG or the Pugging thing is just it is what it is. Like it is what it is. How you use. I get frustrated sometimes with the LFG system.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes I get lucky. Sometimes I sit down and try to get a groove for 45 minutes. I don't get any, so it's not a perfect solution.
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah, it has a bunch of bias. It has a bunch of other different problems, but at least it exists. At least I know that I have the possibility of sitting down into this game and say like, all right, today I'm gonna roll my dice and see if I can do X. I cannot do an X because I will have to do so many other things.
But you have to approach the tool with that the right mentality.
I think that's
know the limitations of both the tool and both the community.
Yeah. And that's what we keep saying every time we talk about Pugging. You have to go with the right mindset to it.
Yes.
That is it. You have to accept it as it is. What tool it is, what the community does with it.
that plays a big role. And like it or not, the WoW community is very toxic.
Yeah. What the people does with it, what their standards for X, Y, and Z. Sometimes it is random. Really, it feels like throwing dice. Like sometimes I feel and I get 3 groups all in a row, very good players, and I do progress. Other days I sit down and I lose an hour and a half of my time and did nothing.
Yep. That's what you get.
So it's a gacha game. There you go.
It is a
Just
gacha
pay
game.
with your time. That's it.
You actually pay with your money because you're paying a subscription to play the game.
Too, yeah, you actually pay your money. So in that terms, you have to approach LFG with that in mind. I think that's the whole message here, right?
Yeah.
That is the whole message here to this kind of problems we're looking through.
And if LFG is the only way that you're engaging with the higher content of the game,
my God.
That you are in for a very, very rough experience.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't. I mean, maybe I'll say we shouldn't. But
if that's your only option, where there is nothing that you can do about it.
Yeah, but it's you're rough, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be very sore at the end of the day.
So adjust your expectations.
Yeah.
Expectations in general. Okay. All right. After the old lesson of it is what it is.
It is what it is. More than it is what it is it's more a question of what's the name? It's just a question of thinking about what the tool is there for.
Yeah.
And adjusting your expectations accordingly. That's what we were saying.
All right. I think apparently lost the link to the next topic.
You lost the link?
Yeah, or I copy over the other one.
You overwrote the link.
Yeah, I overwrote it, and I don't know. Now I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it.
Let me see if I can find it for you quickly.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, audience in the interwebs. I'm the worst person ever. I just overwrote a link and I didn't realize it.
Feel the time.
Oh my God! All right, so we're gonna talk about Warframe, and we're trying to find the link to the topic that we were gonna talk about. Yeah, that's what's happened right now. So have a little bit of patience. How has been your day? You out there in the interwebs. I wonder how your day. Are you okay? You having troubles with the missus or the missus or whatever your other half is? I'm not a financial advisor, but I will tell you that the stock market is interesting.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. You told me to fill time.
With something interesting.
First thing that comes to mind.
With something appealing. What are you doing? You're killing us out here.
It's now a train wreck. Oh my god. My cheeks hurt. Alright, so there is a survey of Warframe that we're trying to find. What did he say, Lucho?
Did you find it?
No, I don't know how to find. I don't know where did you find it.
On Reddit.
On Reddit? Alright. Okay, let's try to find it on Reddit.
I am trying to find it on Reddit right now.
Alright. Which Warframe community? The
Warframe.
The
official.
main one. Alright.
Yeah. I think it was done by the same guy. Yeah. Do you remember that we reviewed some results?
The big surveys of last time?
Yeah, I think it was made by that same guy.
Oh my god.
But I cannot find index.
Why doesn't the Reddit has search?
I did it because Reddit. Because that's not what Reddit is designed.
All right, let's see if Google takes us to the victory.
I got it.
Ah, we did it. We are professional podcasters, we swear. Oh, there
it is.
There you go. Oh, that's hot.
It is not the results. Like
right.
like the guy just posted the survey.
Yes.
So if you want, you can like open it and see the questions, and we can.
Oh wow! Yeah. All right. Let's check this out. All right.
We can talk about it while we look at the questions.
Right. So this guy is asking 12 questions about fishing, mining, and conservative activities for open worlds.
Yeah,
What
so it's
works
basically
in
all the side quote unquote content that Warframe actually requires you to take part into.
Yeah.
Because for as side content as it is
required, yeah, for like getting materials for advancement in reputations and that sort of stuff. And so it is required for you to do some of this in order to advance in terms of the game. Yeah. So
it's like you need to take part in this to craft warframes, to craft weapons, to advance reputations that you need to advance in a general sense. So these are side activities that are central up to some degree in the game.
Yeah.
Thus, they take a very important role.
Yes. So they're not truly side activities.
But they are also not core Warframe.
Yeah, of course. But
because Warframe at the end of the day is like a hack and slash action ninja jumping simulator.
Yes.
That's what the game is.
Yes.
But fishing is still kind of something on the side. Fishing.
Yeah. All right. So we start with the survey. Let's spit it out here live. We're doing live.
Like that news guy.
Yeah.
Do you know the meme?
Yeah, I know the meme. All right. So, what is your opinion on X? Fishing, bad, 2, 3, 4, or good?
Bad
I don't know what 2, 3, 4. I get there are like degrees from bad to good. Like, yeah.
So what is your opinion on fishing, mining, and conservation in general?
All right. It's how do I explain it? I'm not a very side activity guy.
I know you're not.
Right?
I do engage with those more in games than you.
Yes, correct. because as I've said before, what I generally like from the games are their core gameplay, right? And this kind of activity tends to deviate from that core gameplay. So I understand why I don't do it that
on
much.
purpose.
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's on purpose. It's because they want to give you a break of what the game is.
Yeah.
Yes, which
change
makes
of pace.
entire sense. Yeah. Which makes all the sense in the world. So, fishing in Warframe
first of all, it's a spear fishing.
is
Which is the most actiony kind of fishing that you can find.
Like short of like just shooting the fish. Or blowing them out with powers. It's just like very close.
Yeah.
So in terms of the fishing overall, of all the fishings that I've seen and experimented in my gaming career, is the most, I'm gonna say that is the most interesting one.
I do agree with you. It's the most because a lot of the fishing mini games in other games are you kind of just
sit there and wait.
Sit and wait, and like, oh, the thing is gonna move.
Which
then
is
you click it.
Which is truly speaking is the most realistic approach to fishing.
Dude, a lot of people who are into fishing will disagree with that, but sure.
You just sit there, throw the line, and then depending on what you're there's different types of fishing. The fishing that I've done is fishing in lakes. Generally, for the kind of fish that we fish here in lakes, you just sit there, throw your line, sit there for a while, and wait for the fishing to pick. And if they pick right, you get a feeling, and then you pull the thing, and then you got a fish. Right?
There is more nuance to what you're saying.
Yeah, of course. In simple terms, that's what you're doing. There's of course like sea fishing and other types of fishing where you have to throw your line and then relay it, and then throw it and then relay. That depends on the fish you are trying to catch. So there is a spectrum of more active to less active fishing. That's all I'm saying.
that is true, and Warframe is on the active.
Yeah, so
the
genre of games giving into a more inactive way of like you sit there, because the philosophy of the game design fishing is that it's supposed to be something relaxing, right?
Yes,
that is the philosophy in which you put fishing on a game, generally. Which doing something relaxing means different things to different people. Anyways, so in that part, in terms of gameplay, the fishing in Warframe is the best. Like you are kind of active. You have to pay attention to the fish, and then throw the spear, and it's more closer to a shooting range than fishing.
It is.
Right? Which, cool, nice. And yeah. So in that sense, I like the fishing in Warframe compared to the other fishings. In the bar that I'm not a big fan of fishing in games.
Compared to other apps, that's all.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I think. Mining is again a unique thing in Warframe because of the type of interaction that you do mining with the filling bar and the laser and the points and the sort of stuff.
It's mining is a very, very mini game-ish kind of thing that tickles something very specific in your brain, like, oh, the mini game, and put the thing on the middle.
Yeah.
Let's explain it. Like to mine, you have like a little gun weapon thingy.
Yeah.
That you aim at the little node that you want to mine, and it starts a mini game where basically a little bar is filling up, and you have to click when it's on the right place of the circle that it's marked with some bracket. Correct.
And compared to other types of mining, absolutely different.
It is. I mean, if we think of what regular mining or gathering, quote unquote, mini games are in most other MMOs or games that we engage with, you're just click
the thing, and yes, you're done. Which, I don't know. Sometimes it works. For some games, it works in their advantage because, like, and I think in Monster Hunter World.
Yes.
Yeah, where you just run into a big fight and then you pick up resources while you are in the environment, right? And that's not the main attraction. It exists, but it's not the main attraction. And it's just a way for the developers to make you stop and check out the environment for a second while you run towards the monster. So in that side, it has that kind of design in terms of mining, like when you stop and check out the environment. Because if you notice, the majority of games doesn't send you in general to caves to mine anymore.
What do you mean?
I mean that mining beyond the fact of creating resources is an opportunity for the developers to make you stop and check out the environment.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Warframe does that. Like that's. I feel like that's the main draw of mining in Warframe.
Yeah. So yeah, Warframe still sends you to mine, but sometimes you find some nodes in the outside, right? Because it has kind of like that same philosophy. But it's interesting it is again with that philosophy of being more active in this side of activities. So
it's definitely on the more actiony.
Yeah. Of course, sometimes I will wish that I just go to a mine and click the nodes and be done with it.
Yes. But...
or if I can set a bot to mine for me, that would be good too. But because again, my focus is in another part of the game.
Yeah, but that's not the purpose of
the activity. So I will give it a 4. It is interesting for what they do, but it is a little bit more time consuming that compared to others.
Yeah.
And finally, conservation is a very unique thing for Warframe. So we can compare it with the pet battles in World of Warcraft, I think.
I wouldn't compare it with that. I would compare it with the capture pets on Monster Hunter more.
The capture pets.
That you can catch with your net.
Yes. It's
in my head closer to that.
Yes.
It's just that the net is more involved because it requires finding tracks, following the tracks,
and then go with
using a little lure, hiding.
Yeah. So
it's a very, very involved like side activity.
So I think we see a trend here in Warframe, and that their side activities, they made it very involved, right?
They do. They definitely.
They decided to be very, very involving, like compared to other games. And is that good or bad? Is the real question to that, right? Is it better to not make it that involved for general? Like, what happens if you are more like Monster Hunter, where you go into this mission and you just stroll in and take resources where you go into what you are actually going to do there? Or is it more important for you to actually be conscious and, I'm going to go fish. I'm going to go mine. I'm going to go trap little animals, right? Of course, the important part is to have a choice of what you want to do, right? Because there's still in those other games, you still have people who just mine, or who just go and collect pets, who just go and fish for resources. Or is it better to have it as a passerby, so you don't have to worry that much about it unless you want to engage 100% with the activity? And that's where Warframe fails, because it asks you to be involved in the activity.
But is that a failure?
That's a good question. Is that a failure?
Because
does fishing,
what you're saying.
And the question is, does fishing, mining, and conservation affects the pace of Warframe?
It depends.
All right.
Like what do you mean by affect the pace of Warframe? Because you're not forced to do any of these things.
You're kind of forced to do it in order to progress.
You're kind of forced to progress.
Yeah.
But it's not intrusive on the main Warframe.
Yeah.
It just...
But then I will put you the example. For my personal thing, it's like I stopped progressing in a bunch of these open worlds because the game asked me to go and do those activities.
Just stop progressing because you're lazy. Because usually... No, and I'll say why. Because for as much as they ask you,
yeah,
it usually won't take you more than half an hour or an hour to get all
something like that. But I want to just play more Warframe, not go fishing.
I know, but the game is asking you for like half an hour of your time. If that is too much, it's because you're too lazy.
Fair enough. But again, so what is the part? Then the question still is, what is the part where it is asking too much of the player or not, or if it's correct?
The point.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think it's asking, like, I don't think the place in Warframe is asking too much.
Yeah.
Because you never, like, for example, you're not time gated to farm this content.
That is correct. That is absolutely
you
correct.
You can do it anytime as much as you want.
Yeah.
And to get the things that you need to progress, it doesn't require a huge amount.
That is correct.
It literally requires something that you can get in 20 minutes. You go out in one open world exploration thingy.
Yes.
You look where you wanna go. You go right there, and you get what you want. 20 minutes in and out.
Not guaranteed because you're still tied to someone.
It's not guaranteed. It's still random, but for the most part, like it's not like you will have to do this content for 4 hours a day during a week.
yes, correct.
Not even for 4 hours. Like you won't have to do it for 4 hours.
Yeah.
I assure you.
All right.
like if you have to farm these things for 4 hours just to...
You're doing something wrong.
just to like get one of like build one part.
Yeah.
And that's also the thing. Like you're not, even if you're in the middle of the game building as many frames as you can.
Yeah.
You're not doing it that like because you have to wait like 12 hours in between things.
If you're a free-to-play game. If you're a free-to-play player, yes.
Which, for the most part, most Warframe players.
Yeah, correct.
So it's not like in those like getting the things that you need won't take you more than the time that you're still waiting for the thing to build.
Yeah. Yes.
That's my argument for for my argument in favor of how it works in Warframe.
All right, so now let's...
Is it intrusive in the sense that the game is asking you to do something that is not part of the creator gameplay? Yes. But the thing is that you have to take in mind that this was designed as a breather from the game.
Yes, correct.
So...
All right, so now... so what is our opinion on fishing? Good, 4, 3, 2, bad.
I mean, I do think it's okay. It's not like amazing. It's fine.
So a 3.
A 3, a 4, something between those
Let's
two.
put it a 4. Mining. I will say a 4 too, and then conservation. I think I would say conservation is good just because it's different enough and involved enough where you care for the actual activity.
For sure.
Yeah, more than other types of conservation games where you're just randomly collecting stuff and trapping things.
Conservation is a very interesting minigame inside Warframe.
All right. X is a worldwide addition to the game. Is fishing a worldwide addition to the game?
I have had fun with it. Like, when I was farming Plains reputation, I had a ton of fun fishing in Place of Idol. Is it worth it? I don't know. It's kind of meh. Like, all of these for me are... I had fun doing it.
But it's just like, for me, it's just...
fight to get them.
For me, it's more like, does it make the open world richer in terms of like ambience and things?
In that sense, I think it does.
I will measure them by that statement. Like, it does.
In
richer
that, with that in mind, I think it does, because it just makes the open world feel like it has more stuff around. More than just being like a big map with enemies.
Yeah, correct. So
it has something else.
So so it's a Warwell edition. We'll say 4 for everything. Yeah. All right. Which open world has the best fishing? So I've been fishing Diamonds.
I think you have only fished on Plains.
And I fish on fish a little bit on Fortuna.
On Fortuna, or on Orbalis.
On Orbalis, yeah.
I am biased to Plains just because when I was doing it, I had a really fun time. But
all right, let's say that the best is Plains of Addict.
But
mining,
they're all. Mining for me, I would say Fortuna or Valleys, just because I like those caves the most.
There we go. In conservation, I've not engaged with the conservation. I cannot tell you.
For me, it's Orbalis, just because it's the easier one due to a color palette.
Okay.
In Cambion Rift, you know that everything is like this red, like cool red, orange.
Yeah.
But the things that you have to capture are kind of the same color.
Oh my god, okay.
So sometimes it's really hard to see what you're trying to capture. It gets annoying.
Yeah.
Plains have kind of the same problem. It has this brown, green color to it, and the enemies have, like, the things that you capture have 4 that is like reddish, orange-ish.
Okay.
And Orbalis is just plain white, and the things that you capture are
plain white and blue.
Not, so it makes it easy.
Yeah, it's making.
But that's just because
contrast.
Yeah.
Contrast and easy to say. All right. Do you enjoy fishing in other games?
I do. I mean, it's just I do, but not that much.
I think the question goes to, like, do you do a lot of fishing in a game, maybe?
But that's okay. I do fishing in other games.
Do you like to go fishing in other games? Is it a thing that you look forward to do in games? Are you a virtual fish aficionado?
Not
do you
really.
have fish simulator to? I don't know what I'm saying.
No. then if the question is, do I actively do the activity just for the activity itself? No.
Yeah. All right. So, let's say me, which that answer doesn't exist. So let's say no.
Exactly. That's which was my original answer.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy? Yeah. Meh.
How do you usually approach the 3 activities? Farming in between during bounties, dedicated farming runs, or you don't? So if it was me, I don't.
If it is me, I just do dedicated runs.
Dedicated farming runs. All right.
Yeah, which is okay. I know that I need these materials to craft this thing.
I will go out and do things.
I go out. It takes me 15 minutes. I get out of there. I craft my thing. I'm done.
I wish they were like easy enough, or were present enough for me to do during or between bounties. But
I know what you mean. The problem is that that's the thing that you lose, since the activities, the minigame itself is so involved.
Yeah, correct.
You kind of have a very involved side activity that you can do.
Maybe it's a bad habit that Monster Hunter World give us. It's just like you gather all the time, but you you never like you gather all the time while you're going to do your thing in Monster Hunter. You really go out to an exploration just to gather materials.
Yeah, but gathering in Monster Hunter is just a sure. It's not an activity in itself.
Yes, that is true.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
It's just something that you have to do.
Is the current mining activity an improvement in comparison to the way mining worked in the beginning? What they
Do you remember that in the beginning it was a tracing game?
Ah, yes! It was like the you have to paint the shape. Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is the current one better? By a mile.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
The tracing game was super buggy at times, and it was very restrictive if you didn't have good fine coordination. Which is annoying.
Okay.
And if you didn't care, like if you didn't care, like you'll have to spend more time doing the thing. Well, if you don't care on the current one, you just click it and let it go, and that's it.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Yes. All
I
right.
do think it's better.
Do you know the Oxylos Sentinel has a mod that applies luminous dye for you? No.
Did you know?
Huh? Yes?
Did you know?
Did you know?
I mean, I'm asking you because
No.
I did know that.
No idea.
I did.
All right. Is it good to have mission types that are not focused on combat?
I think it'll be an interesting addition for Warframe.
Oof. All right.
I would like to see this take on that.
Yes. So let's put on shore, just because we are not sure if we like to see it or not till they show us an experiment.
I would like to see it. I definitely would like to.
All right. See. Yes. Then. Next. All right. What if different weapon types for conservation, like the net launches or bolas, they could have different range and missile speeds? So what if you make this activity more involved?
I mean, not more involved, but you give it more depth.
Yes.
That's what this question is. I say, as long as the basic version is as efficient as the other ones, sure.
Okay, let's see. Let's put in
because for people who enjoy it, go nuts.
Yeah. What if you can fish from the K drive? Yes.
It with how I know where you're coming from.
Yes.
And my answer to that is, for as small as it doesn't really make a difference.
For what?
For how mobile Warframe is.
I know.
It's not like you have many mobility restrictions in Warframe.
I know, but I still want it.
Fair. I'm just saying, dude, Warframe, like a K-Drive was an addition that had no impact on the game.
Correct.
It was very hyped and it looked very fun on the trailers and the stuff.
Yeah. And it's kind of fun.
It is fun to play.
Yeah.
But it's a completely useless addition.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody's disagreeing with you. Nobody said that K-Drive is bad. They say it's like there because it's cool.
It is there just for the cool factor.
Yeah.
But if you think like if this question is like fishing from K-Drive.
Yeah.
And just my approach to this question is just K-Drive is useless. 100% useless.
Okay.
I leveled them up. I leveled them up just for the mastery.
Yeah.
But I never touched them after that. So will this change my experience while fishing? Or will it change it for you? No. No.
All right. What if Safari Zone for non-combat activities? Akin to the Safari Zones in Pokemon games. A separate instance where you could fish, mine, and hunt without getting disturbed.
I would like that. Because when I do farming, when I have to do farming sessions, I'll usually have to go with an invis frame. Usually you are. Just because I don't want to get... I want to get fast, get the thing that I want, and get out.
I
don't
will
wanna deal with
100% agree with you in that.
But that's because that's how you approach it.
Yeah.
I don't know if people like the whole everything is immersive and it makes sense.
Yeah, whatever.
No, I mean it's not whatever.
It's valid. It's valid. I
Very
understand
valid
for
approach.
it. Yes. It is correct. Any wish for fishing, mining, and conservation?
That's like in general terms. I think is on a good place for Warframe. I know that you know that you have to do it, but it really doesn't take that much time from your life, so
it's okay.
I kind of don't care.
Okay. All right. Let's see. If you like to participate in the PC giveaway, please leave your Warframe IG below.
Oh yeah, that's don't put your information on record.
Yeah. If you enter the survey results future, please leave your email address in the comment. All right, let's submit this. Cheers, mate. All right, we did the survey.
What? I mean, the whole reason why I put this topic here is so that we could talk more in depth. Because we talked about these side activities when we did our Warframe review, but
Yes.
This is an excuse to like kind of talk about how different games approach these gathering / side activities and the place that they take in the games.
Yeah.
That was my main excuse. That was my main goal.
Yeah, it's like I insist again, Warframe with the uniqueness of stuff.
I mean,
which is I think the lesson is not everything works for everything. I feel like Monster Hunter World really benefits for the way that you approach gathering that game, the pace, because it creates kind of anticipation for the hunt that you're doing, and it's not super evolved to the point that you're stopping or feeling the need that you need to go out and gather a bunch of stuff. So in that sense,
that is true after a while.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, you have to gather stuff.
Yes. But
I would argue that it's the same for Warframe.
Okay.
because you're saying that for Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, but I don't remember ever like feeling the need.
That you don't remember, but you know by your experience playing with our friends.
Like I still do it. Like when I go into a hunt,
let me talk. You
gather...
know.
All right.
You know by our experience playing with Santiago that he had to do it at some point.
Did he?
Yeah, he was missing a material that you only get from mining. He had to go out and mine.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Well,
it's just that you don't remember. Like you forgot that we had to do it when we started playing.
Yeah, because at this point we're getting material left,
Yes.
right, and center. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That
Maybe
the way
I
that
will
you're
get
looking
back.
at it.
Maybe for what I've seen, maybe I will get back that when we go into the new endgame, apparently.
And all I'm saying is that for Warframe is a little bit the same.
All right. Yeah.
Like if you play the game at a more regular rate, like I do,
Yes.
you won't feel the need to go out and do it. Like it will happen from time to time, especially when the open worlds are new.
Yes.
But once you're doing the end game activities of the specific open worlds, that need disappear.
Yeah.
Which is just, I'm just saying, you never get there within Warframe.
Yeah, you're right.
You cannot argue that with me.
Nope.
That's all I'm saying, and it's not a criticism of you of how you play Warframe.
Yeah.
It's just a fact of the time that you invest in the game.
Correct. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
All right. Fair enough. So I think these side activities always enrich whatever warrior you're playing in.
As a whole,
the degree of involvement is another different story. Like how involved do you want it? How necessary for progression do you want it to be? How much do you want the player to engage with this side? It is difficult to gauge. And how interesting? I will at least say that Warframe has been the most interesting in these side activities of all the games that I play.
It is. They shoot themselves in the foot a little bit because it could be easier to do.
Yes.
Like, don't get me wrong. I don't disagree completely that if it were closer to the Monster Hunter, like less invasive activity,
yeah,
it will maybe feel more fluid.
Yes.
But it will lose
the charm,
a lot of the personality.
Yeah. So everything has a price.
Yeah, and good.
So
Warframe has personality. You cannot fall for that.
And you can deal it, and you have to deal with it.
No, more than deal with it, you cannot fault them for taking
their flair.
These minor activities and trying to twist them with their own flavor.
Yes. And isn't everything with Warframe, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think the side activities are okay, and it just like at least you remember.
For sure.
Yeah. that
they stay with you a little bit longer.
Yeah. I don't care much for any of the other fishing that I've done, but I distinctly remember how the fishing in Warframe works. Right?
Which, I mean, at the end of the day,
it's a plus. There you go.
It's a plus.
Yeah. And the dice and everything else involved and all the systems around it. I don't care an iota for the fishing in World of Warcraft. Henshin Impact, for some reason, has fishing. And any other myriad of games that had fishing.
Yep.
Monster Hunter has the weirdest fishing of all, where you just net random fish.
No, you have a fishing
and it's
pole
not
also.
technically fishing.
No, you also have a fishing pole.
You do have. I never use a fishing pole in Monster Hunter.
I'm pretty sure you have never used it, but you do have a fishing pole.
Why will you use a fishing pole instead of a net?
There are fishes that you cannot net.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. I did not know that.
There are some that you can only fish
system?
and that you can only fish if the map is during day or during night or stuff like that.
Yeah, like the Pixies and something like that. I remember like some side quests that you actually have to use a fishing rod.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I know.
Yeah, and I think
I am here to remind you of all this stuff.
And I think there is certain fish for the cooking thing that you can only get like that, right?
That you unlock by doing a specific optional fishing mission.
Yeah. So the cooking system in Monster Hunter is something else. So yeah, at least we will get him because of that, right? Because they're unique.
Yeah.
So, all right. I do want to, like, the next topic is super interesting, and I have a bunch of things to say, but we only have 20 minutes before the episode ends.
If you prefer to talk about it in the next podcast, we can do it.
I will prefer it because I would like to talk about it. Like I really did enjoy like reading this article and things that he proposed.
It's a very good article.
It is super cool, so I have a bunch of things to do and go through the article in more detail than what we can do in 15 minutes.
That's right.
So let's talk about a little bit more about like side activities then.
We can talk more about side activities.
Yeah. So yeah, at least the Warframe ones you will remember. You will remember how and it has progression, and it has like there is no game where they ask me to upgrade my fishing rod to a super fishing rod plus alpha ultra.
They actually did at the beginning. Like, planes actually required you that.
No, it doesn't requires you, but it makes you. No, it has it. It has it. My point is, it has.
Let me tell you.
All right.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah.
There were fishes that you couldn't catch if you had equipped the wrong fishing spear.
Correct.
They changed that. Like,
yes.
They fix it later on, but at the beginning, they require you that.
Yeah, to upgrade your fishing rod, quote unquote. Yeah.
That's not the case anymore, and it was the same for the mining tool.
Yes, exactly the same. Yeah. You still do have some advantages using the advanced.
Yes,
stuff, right?
it is. Actually, it's the same. What you do now is that you buy upgrades for the same, so you don't have to change the tool. You just buy upgrades that apply to the same basic tool.
So you're upgrading the tool, basically.
Yeah.
So
it provides advantages, but it was. But yeah, they first had that weird, like, you have to upgrade thingies.
Yeah.
They get rid of that. Basically, people complained that it was too much grinding for
Fair enough. But again, for the level of involvement of this activity warfare, no other game gives you a fishing. There is like fishing proficiency and that sort of stuff in other games.
Do you know which one is very involved that I haven't got the time to get into?
Which one?
14's fishing.
My God. Okay.
That's because all
is it an entire job?
It's
like an entire job? Fishing in
yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, of course.
Fishing is a job. Cooking is a job.
Yeah.
Foraging is a job. Yeah. Mining is a full job.
For example, that's 14. 14 took the side activities, quote unquote, to entire whole other level.
Yeah.
Right? With their actual
who only play this Disciple of the Hand and Disciple of the Land.
Yeah, I did leatherworking and I did really like it. And I'm not a very fan of crafting and that sort of stuff, but I really like it.
I have heard that it's really, really boring, but very, very involved at the same time.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is that it's very tedious. Like, because you have to pay attention.
Yes.
Because you have to click the thingies to it properly.
Yes, I do the gouges and that sort of stuff. Yeah, and the combos and yeah. But at some point you have like automatic stuff that they can be done by yourself, and you just click one button and you build it because you've done it so many times.
That's not true for like the things that are worth making.
For what, like the high level stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Like the things that are worth putting your time because you're gonna make a lot of money out of that.
Yeah.
They're not.
They're always made by hand. Yeah. Oh my God! All right.
That's what I have heard.
All right.
There are people who enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I have heard that it's very tedious.
Yeah. So 14, take it to the other extreme.
It is a whole. Yeah, and it makes sense for 14 because 14 is again very like the economy is very player driven and it doesn't have many gold sinks aside from housing.
Yeah. Which is crazy as a gold sink apparently.
It's insane, but there are a lot of like for example, to progress in your grand company.
Yeah.
You need to give them certain items, and those are only crafted. So either you level up your crafting job, or you go out to the market and buy them.
Okay, I see. Of course. Yeah.
I know that's a thing to level up, to rank up in your free company.
Yeah.
And you want to rank up your your grand company.
Yeah.
Because at some point you want to get the little teams of people that run missions for you.
Yes.
And unlock more systems for the game. So
So there you go. That's the other extreme.
That's okay.
14 meta like an entire. You have a separate system as an entire class in your
Basically an
quote-unquote
entire
side
new
activities like gathering and fishing and all the other things. You have
They have their own quest, like
Yeah.
optional side content.
Yeah, and on armor, her own quest, her own progression, like if you were playing a warrior.
Just another job in the game.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the other extreme.
That's the complete other extreme.
Yeah, and like we have World of Warcraft where professions are kind of in the middle of like their importance in terms of trading.
They
But
have
it's just
their
a
place
bar.
in the whole economy / progression.
Yeah, but they're not that involved.
But they're not
They're
that involved.
useful,
They're
yeah.
definitely designed as side content.
Yeah,
And the activity of themselves are not really
engaging. Yeah, and the community
because
keep asking for them to be more important.
I mean I think, to be fair, I think the whole legendary crafting was
Yeah.
a step in the right direction to keep them relevant.
Yeah, correct.
But it was such a grind to level up. Like it was like just the more dedicated players would ever level up the legendary craft.
Yeah, correct.
It was super expensive also.
Yeah, that too.
So I don't know, that's I think it was a step in the right direction, kind of.
Yeah.
Not yet what people wanted to be, because people want to like that you get to choose two professions
Yes,
and still like feel like your profession is relevant for something.
correct. That's what people want. To feel
Which
that
some of them are, like
Yes.
enchanters are,
Yeah.
alchemists are,
correct,
cooking is very relevant,
correct.
and inscription is still somehow relevant. Then those are the main ones. Engineering can be because they have a battle rest.
Interesting.
Which other profession is relevant? But none of the, for example, of the armor crafters is really relevant
Yeah,
unless you put down the money and time, which is quite a lot
to go into the legendary crafting stuff.
going to a legendary market. But for example, by now that market has slowed down a lot
Yeah,
because the people who are still progressing or who are still buying legendary are either alts, and the people who are playing alts are kind of really dedicated players who are.
yeah,
Even
So there's not
us,
that
we
many
do
demand.
play WoW,
yeah,
but I'm not gonna craft any new legendaries anytime soon.
yeah, correct. Yeah,
So, what happened? Everything okay?
yeah. What happened?
No, you said that's weird. What?
Nope.
What's weird?
I didn't say that's
So
weird.
so
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like the whole legendary crafting WoW is in the right direction, or at least is moving on the direction that the community wants.
Fair enough.
I don't know. It's a very delicate balance for WoW to strike, and how to keep like the armor crafting professions relevant without them or taking the grind.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. And you can
Because it
use,
is
like,
so. For example, you can craft gear that is item level 168,
yeah,
and that's for example good catch up gear. Like you have a fresh 50 level 50 character. You're just starting the expansion. That's an amazing that 168 is amazing
yeah,
catch up gear. It's gonna carry you all the way up to the end of when you get to level 63.
correct.
But it is so easy to make that most be like, if you're in a guild, you'll probably find someone who will just craft it for you. Just
Yeah,
give
I
it to
think
you.
I insist. The philosophy is, at the end, what we were talking about when they were supposedly doing the revamp for the professions to make them more relevant, and it was like that every profession will need like at least the easy answer that we talked back there is like every profession will need to like produce a consumable that everybody needs, because that's the way the other professions are still relevant.
Yeah, okay, so in that sense they gave something for leather workers, for example, because they craft the armor kit.
Yes.
Blacksmithing, it's just like no one really. I think the best option for most classes are the oils.
Correct.
Which are again crafted by alchemists.
Yeah, there you go.
So the weight stones and the
I use weight stones and sunstone because they're the best option for me, but that's not the case for the majority of.
That's not the case for most melee.
Yeah.
And also those are not super profitable.
Correct.
Like potions and flasks, for
Correct.
example.
Because again, it's something that everybody has to use.
Yeah.
Right, and that is the thing. That's what we were talking about. Something that everybody has to use. What do you think about like moving the socket making to blacksmithing, for example?
Oof. It could be. The problem is that sockets are so powerful in WoW that they'll have to be super expensive to craft.
All right, fair enough.
That's for example what they are guided behind Exalted with the more reputation.
Yeah.
Because like putting a socket gives you a lot of power.
Yeah.
So I will be in for it. It will just have to be very hard to craft.
All right. Fair enough. All right.
So basically it's worth. You have to exchange the power for the time / cost.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, again, the answer is doing something that everybody has to use from that profession, and that will keep them relevant.
What would you give, for example, cloth making people?
Oh,
Taylor.
Yeah, that's a thing. I don't know.
They used to have
Yeah.
a long time ago
Bandages?
bandages.
But now we have like health potions, right?
Health potions have always been a thing,
Yeah.
but they also had bandages, and they were just
What was the difference between health potion and
another type of potion. that
another
had a
type of
different
potion? Yeah,
cooldown.
like cookies and
Yeah, but now since all of the things share cooldowns, they get rid of bandages also a long time ago. So it's
fair
kind
enough.
of irrelevant by now.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
But what would you give tailors?
The same, like the thing is make a consumable necessary to give you
I
power
know.
in terms of buffs.
I
So I'll probably
know.
give them
I'm asking-
like handle.
I'm asking
making,
you what would be a consumable for that would make sense.
handle
in lore and
reinforcement or handle reinforcement of handle making, like bandages for your hands when you're taking your arms, or bandages for the arms. Yeah, bandages for your hands so you can grip your weapons better. Something like that. That would be fine. And it will give you a buff or like something to damage or whatever.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, like when you're fighting, if you ever fight like in a martial arts or in a box or something like that, you need bandages not to break your skin and in your hands.
Nah, not everyone does, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
That could be interesting.
there you go. Like at the end of the day, like I know that it's a lot to serve every single thing, but like they all like there's something that you don't need to touch. Like inscription is fine because you always need enchantments and that sort of stuff. Alchemy is fine because blah blah blah. So the ones that are fine because they're always the most useful. You just add the consumable to the other. So blacksmithing, you will need like a sharpening stone of a polished stone for all the weapons, and it will give you this buff. For leather workers, it's the same. You will need the kits or the somethings to give you reinforcement in the armor. And for the maybe the cloth workers will give you the bandages to give you more life pool or something like that, or buff that has to do with life. And the point is that to make them kind of not required, but the best to use in the majority of activities.
I know that you say that.
It's bad to have like a bazillion consumables. I know. What?
You just said that it's not required, but at the end of the day, it is required.
Yeah, I know, and I know that it's bad to have like a bazillion consumables for doing the activities, but it's the best solution that you can come up in. Like,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
You're just walking a very dangerous line of you need these 20 consumables to get into grade.
I know.
Everyone make sure that you have your flask, potion, armor
bandages,
kit,
armor kits,
sharpening stone, bandages.
Chicken. I know.
Make sure that you bring your nail clipper.
In your pants.
everything. You need all the things.
You can have the other answer, which is they could be like 3 days buffs or something like that. They could last more than the other buffs last. That could be the other answer.
I agree with that. That's again a very dangerous. That's a very difficult thing to balance.
Yeah.
Because you have, if you see, basically there are two types of buff. The one that you refresh like on an hourly rate.
Yeah. And the other is that when you die, they go away, right?
You have to balance if they refresh with that or not.
Yeah.
You produce like these items that you just consume and they have a big cooldown and they give you like a 10-20 second buff, like battle potion.
Those are the three like kind of balance.
They live in that space. So do you want to disrupt that space? Do you want to put like a 24-hour buff?
Yeah.
Item that buff you for like
a
day.
Yeah. But they were existing before in the game. The war buff lasts you for
they did exist before in the game. I'm not saying they do not exist at some point.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they walk away from that for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know.
Would it be interesting?
It's difficult.
I think it would be interesting.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous line, but at least we will fix that problem of some of the professions not feeling relevant.
I agree, but you have to be careful of not creating more problems than the one that you're fixing.
I know. I know, but hey, there you go. You have to break some eggs to make an omelette. But be sure not to break the plate. That's what you're telling me.
But that's the Warframe approach.
Yes.
Of doing things. And I don't think that works for most games.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. But hey, there you go. All right. With that said, let's move to our audience questions and with feedback. Remember that if you want to write us down, you can contact us in any of our social media. We are on emails, we are on direct messages, we are on comments on YouTube, we are on Twitters and Facebooks and everywhere. So
all the things.
Don't be afraid to write us wherever you want. I check generally all the things before I do these shows. So the first question of this week is, what has surprised you the most about gacha games? You asking me this directly?
I mean, I know what has surprised me the most.
Oh, okay. What has surprised me the most about gacha games? I don't know. I think I'm gonna say something fun, something weird. I think I'm gonna say like, they're clearly a cash grab. But I've learned to like them.
They have never hidden that away from you.
They surprised me that they're actually decent games. They had like very interesting ideas. I think, yeah, and they're surprisingly engaging for what they are, and they have sometimes very good story, which is okay.
That is the thing that has surprised me the most.
Yeah.
That they can have very deep and dark stories.
Yeah, and then
Very,
there's really
very
no need
dark
for it.
stories
For
that you will not expect to find on this like anime-looking.
Yeah, and they tackle difficult subjects sometimes, and
like super dark stories about like loss and PTSD.
Yeah, and yes,
it's so dark.
Yes.
But the coding is like this cute anime looking thing.
Yeah, super inviting.
And the story is so dark sometimes. So dark.
And loss and pain, and you're like, why?
I know, and family is like, what?
Who hurt you, Mr. Gacha Maker? And of course, the surprising thing is like you have no reason to go the extra mile. No reason at all to go the extra mile for what you're doing here.
Or just selling you
I've seen
cute sprites.
I've seen gachas with the premises like, oh yeah, a bunch of cute girls in a cafe, play music. That's it. And they don't go beyond of like, oh, we have a presentation, but oh no, the drama of Hair doesn't like me and she's kind of dark, and oh no, we have to try. That's
not it. You know that like the story in Girls from Line is about how they mind controlled one of the dolls to like betray her team, and it's just the whole ride about her PTSD and like coming to terms on how she betrayed everyone. It's just so the story is so dark.
Yes. Yes, no, it's just playing Hurricane Impacts, like this dark story about like war, and then genetic manipulation and mind control and freaking mind stuff, and you're like, oh my god, Jesus! Like torturing kids, Jesus Christ!
It is. That's one of the most surprising things to me.
Yeah.
Like it's like based, like judging by the coding of the games is not the place where you would expect to find those dark stories.
Yeah. And like they're not nice about it, and they're not like, oh yeah, she was bad. They're like, yeah, it was bad, and she's tortured, and now she has this trauma forever, and that's why she behaves like that and has these like dependencies of like love and stuff. You're like, what?
It is. I completely agree.
Oh my god. Well, there you go. So there's some trouble people in the gacha industry apparently.
I don't think more than troll people is that those type of stories are very compelling and appeal to something like very, very human in us.
Yes, correct.
And create a lot of attachment when you pay attention.
Yeah. There you go. Gacha games and their insane stories.
Yep.
All right. And for our second question of this week is, why does everybody complain about tanking but not healing in Mythic Plus in World of Warcraft? It's because of the role of leadership, I insist.
I think it's because there are... What do you think are there more out there? More tanks or more healers?
I think there's more healers than tanks, for sure.
I think there are more tanks than healers.
Really?
I think healer is way more... I do believe that healing is completely different than tanking. It has a resemblance to DPS.
Yes. When you're hitting the
healing,
monster,
it's kind of a completely different game.
Yeah, you're right.
And it really takes someone special to be a good healer.
Yes, correct.
So I believe that there are just way less healers. So
nobody complains.
No one complains, but there are less people complaining around about healing.
Oh, because I precious good healer, something like that.
Yeah, kind of. It just, I don't know. Healing is so different and so hard in the game.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like healing is such a different thing in World of Warcraft.
And in most MMOs that abide by the trifecta of tank, DPS, healing.
Yeah.
Healing is usually the odd joke.
It's funny because I play support and support healers in a bunch of games.
So support is not the same thing as healing.
Yeah. No, I mean, what I say, I support and support healers in a bunch of games. And I'm referring pointedly to Overwatch, where you actually heal.
I have never think of you as a support player.
Where I play hunting more in Monster Hunter.
When we beat Monster Hunter World, you played.
I was playing bow and arrow. Yeah.
Bow, and then you were playing Great Sword for a while.
Yeah.
You were also playing Long Sword for a while.
Yeah.
But you have never been in my mind a support player.
It was my main role in Overwatch.
I think that was the case. I think you made that choice not based on what you like, but what was more efficient for you to climb up the ladder at the time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's probably right. It's probably right.
There is a difference between you saying, "Oh, I want to play the healer, I want to play the support," and you just saying, "Okay, what is the most efficient choice for me to rank up?"
Yeah, you're right.
And I think your decision of playing support was based on that more than you actually wanted to play a
support class. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like me.
in Monster Hunter, it's just that everything is so blended together that it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can support Tish while you just DPS in general.
Yeah. No, the other aspects, I feel that without the palicos is convenient to have a
it is convenient to have a dedicated support. But,
yeah.
But it's more that. So I really have never seen you.
Actually,
neither do I. I will probably pick the healer support.
Yeah.
I usually go either for caster type pet classes.
Yeah.
Or tank.
Yeah.
And I do like tank.
Yeah, there you go. So it is a very.
It is a rare breed to find a healer out there in the wild.
It is a rare breed. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I do it because it's sometimes efficient and practical to do it more than I want to be a healer / support stuff.
Dude, I know you.
Yes.
I've been playing video games with you for years now.
It's years now, yes. I can avoid it. I want to be.
I'm not saying that you should avoid it. I'm just saying that you should be aware of your tendencies.
Fair enough. All right, so
I'm not judging you.
Yeah,
a little, but not in your face.
Fair enough. All right, and with that is it.
That's all for this week's episode. Once again, thanks for tuning in into The Sweaty, the Farmer, and the Game Design. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at LuisGPolanco.
And I'm the Lone Name Gamer, and you can find me on Twitter at the Lone Name Gamer, and on Twitch on twitch.tv/Lone Name Gamer TV, where I stream. Follow me on your social medias, on my social medias, to know when I'm going live. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and do all the social things that you can do. And thanks for coming to The Sweaty, the Farmer, and the Game Design. See you next time.
Bye.
And did you know Italian meatballs aren't what you think? Polpettas, I don't know if that's pronounced right, are smaller than their American cousins, made with equal parts bread and meat, and sometimes even fish, and very much a simple peasant dish. You peasant? Almost always made at home. Polpettes are the main course and sometimes served in a light broth. No marinara pastas to be seen. Spaghetti and meatballs with tomato sauce is a purely American invention. The result of a search of Italian migration to the US and the adaptations they made to available ingredients, as is generally cuisine. It's a bunch of like, what do we have in hand? And then we just put it together. And there you go.
It is. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you may also be most familiar with the Italian-American version of the dish. But there are also Swedish köttbullar, Spanish albóndiga, Dutch bitterballen, Greek keptedes, South African, that one is gonna be really hard to pronounce.
Skilled genius.
I'm from India to the Middle East, kofta. These are just a few examples of the widespread popularity of meatballs, which are often made with lamb, pork, and other meat.
My God, so we just butchered a bunch of languages.
All of them.
All of them.
Bitterballen. That's my favorite.
Bitterballen. Oh my God.
Which I have no idea how to pronounce.
No idea. We just read it as is.